How did it happen? How in 3 years did they go through such a transition? How? What's the cause agent? As human beings, we're all stuck. Believe me, we're all stuck. We don't change. We think we change, but we very rarely change. Unless life gives you a gift. You get a heart attack, you know what I mean? You you have an accident. Life gives you a gift to make sure you start to change. What caused the change here? This is the dynamic of the total production system. Toyota says to this company, Rizzio, how much do they have to save every year? Do you know? What percentage of savings?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, no idea.
Very often Toyota will say, I want a 10% savings out of you. Toyota puts pressure on you. Look, in one way, they love Toyota because they're #1 client. But in another way, they don't love Toyota because the constant pressure that comes down on them. But that pressure causes them to improve. But Toyota does something else. They don't just say improve and cut costs. They do two other things. They say be innovative. Ford Motor Company would say, we need a muffler. And they would draw the exact specifications for the muffler and give it to the supplier. Then they'd say to the supplier, cut 10%. And the supplier said, I can do this if I can change this piece of metal and move it over here, and Ford Motor would say no. Toyota says, you give me the functionality and you can make the improvements. That's a difference, #1. The other thing that Toyota does is that when they tell you to cut costs, they will send a consultant here and he will help you to bring you up to date with the latest thinking that they've acquired at Toyota and the other suppliers. It's a real cooperative effort in order for them to have the ability to transform this plant in 3 years. I mean, 3 years ago I was here. I loved the just-in-time. I love the cell activity, but this plant is night and day. 50%, more than 50% of the floor space has been freed up. More than 50%. And Mr. Inoshita said the following, which is amazing. I didn't know, because I was here 3 years ago. No robots, almost no robots at all. And look at all the robots we saw, right? And he said with a big smile on his face, it only takes 1 year to pay off that robot. 1 year. From the transformation, they not only stay in business, do you know what I mean? They can make money. You can pay off a robot in 1 year instead of having a worker there. The other thing is, you noticed, is that part-time labor was very little. Very little. I thought it would be much higher.